trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Doreen Scanlon. We begin with President Biden's State of the Union. It comes at a consequential time with Russian troops inching closer to Kyiv as the invasion of Ukraine continues. The president also likely to focus on the economy and the nation's recovery efforts after 2 years of dealing with coronavirus. Casey Kantz is live for us in the newsroom this afternoon to get you ready for tonight's big speech. Casey?
Yeah, Doreen, in the words of White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, this speech will be a little different than it would have been, say, just a few months ago, with the president expected to focus heavily on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But of great concern to Americans listening, too, are those rising gas prices at the pumps and just about everywhere else. Specifically, gas prices. They're up another 5 cents in Rhode Island, 8 cents in Massachusetts this week. As for the president's approval rating heading into tonight, it sits at 37%, a number that exactly matches his approval rating on the economy. We spoke to Massachusetts 4th District Congressman Jake Auchincloss a short time ago, and he says President Biden sent a strong message tonight about the economy.
We also need to recognize that a lot of wage gains and a lot of people living on fixed incomes are really feeling the pinch of grocery and energy inflation right now. And we need a strong, comprehensive plan to lower costs for working families.
And Congressman Auchincloss is watching the situation in Ukraine closely, too, and he brings experience to the table as a former U.S. Marine. As for the Russian convoy heading into Kyiv, Auchincloss says the president is making a wise decision to avoid direct conflict with Russia and instead work to cripple the Russian economy with sanctions.
There's no question that this 40-mile-long convoy is a tempting target, and every atom in my bones as a former recon officer in the Marine Corps is itching to levy an ambush on it. But the president has been clear to the United States military that we are not going to engage conventional forces in Ukraine against Russian forces and risk a wider, potentially global escalation of the conflict.
And on the subject of the coronavirus, the chamber may look a little different tonight compared to how it's looked the past few years, with the CDC dropping mask recommendations for about 70% of the U.S.
I'm walking into the chamber without a mask on. It's important that we demonstrate that in 2022, we control COVID. COVID does not control us. We are going to be able to reclaim normal in our lives. Americans have had sacrifices for the last 2 years, and we collectively deserve to be able to live our lives again.
Still some COVID restrictions left as guests of elected officials will attend virtually tonight in Rhode Island. There are 4 guests. RIDOT Director Peter Alviti joins Congressman Langevin. United Nurses and Allied Professionals President Lynn Blaze joins Congressman Cicilline. Bob Billington of the Blackstone Valley Tourism Council joins Senator Whitehouse. And Andrew Cortez from Building Futures Rhode Island joins Senator Reid. Of course, stay with ABC6 and ABC News for continuing coverage of tonight's State of the Union speech scheduled for 9 p.m. Of course, you can watch it right here on ABC6. In the newsroom today, Casey Kantz, ABC6 News.
All right, Casey, thank you. More now on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Ukrainian President Zelensky addressed the European Parliament today, pleading for help as Russian forces move in on major cities. Zelensky accused Russia of war crimes as strikes reportedly hit shopping malls, residential buildings, and central squares. Ukrainian officials say Russian forces are now attacking from the air and seemingly showing no regard for civilians. The Russian military denying those claims. The International Criminal Court says it will open an investigation.
Things are changing. The Russians are not caring anymore about civilian casualties. You look at that impact in the center of Kharkiv, that was a very deliberate action.
Ukrainian and Russian negotiators met for talks at the Belarusian border yesterday, but failed to reach a ceasefire. And Rhode Island continues to show its support for Ukraine and its people. Governor Dan McKee attended a flag-raising ceremony at East Providence City Hall yesterday. He then sent President Biden a letter saying that Rhode Island stands ready to accept refugees. The governor asked President Biden for his guidance on how Rhode Island can help.
We stepped up on Afghanistan in a way that I think that Rhode Islanders can be proud. We have a couple hundred people, I believe, that are now here. We raised dollars, through fundraising to support that, and then we got communities to support. So I would expect that once we see the scope, I would expect that Rhode Island was going to stand up and do its share, and do its part as one of our 50 states in the United States.
The governor said he doesn't have any specifics yet on where refugees might be placed. And a group of professors from Brown University are teaming up to help those fighting in Ukraine. The group, called Friends of Ukraine RI, has already raised tens of thousands of dollars in a matter of days, and all of it will be used to help purchase and deliver medical supplies to those on the ground. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi spoke to the group about the effort and how people can help.
The time is now really to take a stand, and I think that people realize this, and that's the only way I can explain how in 48 hours there's $30,000 or near to that.
Tens of thousands of dollars raised by a group of Rhode Island professors, all to help those on the ground fighting in Ukraine. It's an effort growing by the minute.
Time is of the essence.
Tony Levitas is a senior fellow at the Watson Institute for International Studies at Brown University. He spent most of his adult life working in Ukraine, along with the 5 other professors who helped start the fundraiser.
We really started this out of a feeling of helplessness. You get a call Thursday, or you see the news on Thursday that the invasion has started, and you're getting calls from friends about where they're going or what they need to do and what can you help with, and you don't know what you really can do. So we just said we got to raise money.
And raise money they did, $30,000 and counting. The money will go towards emergency medical equipment for the front lines, things like antibiotics, IVs, tourniquets, even diesel generators to keep hospitals and basement field operations running. Through a group of 11,000 former Peace Corps operators based in Ukraine and Poland, they'll verify calls for medical aid and determine the best way to get them help.
The initial impetus, and we'll see how it works, is really to get direct cash transfers to buy the supplies and equipment that is available in Ukraine but has become too expensive.
Levitas says help is needed now more than ever, and the effort will continue as the war goes on and long after.
It really is incumbent on all of us to help the Ukrainians hold out as long as possible and rebuild when they win.
Laura Puglisi, ABC6 News.
We turn now to the weather as we take a live look outside over Providence with our sky cam. It is overcast and cool for this first day of March. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with your first forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, Doreen. Good afternoon to you. Hi, everyone. We are running a few degrees warmer today compared to yesterday, but it's definitely a trade-off. Yesterday was so bright. We had plenty of sunshine. Today, it's staying mostly cloudy. We're going to stay overcast as we head through the afternoon and early evening hours with a few rain showers in the forecast, but that's not going to be until late tonight. We are much warmer than where we were yesterday at this time, about 10 degrees warmer on average across southern New England. And we are going to continue to see some mild temperatures staying in place, especially overnight. We're going to hover in the mid to upper 30s for overnight lows, which is well above the teens and low 20s we had early this morning. Now, with our temperatures above freezing, as we look at the satellite radar image, there's snow up to our north, but rain to our south. And when the precipitation does move into southern New England, we're talking about rain showers, not snow showers, because the temperatures are going to be staying above freezing overnight. And the rain that comes in is very isolated and light, not really happening until late this evening. Figure 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we start to see some scattered showers moving in, and that rain should clear out by about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be into full sunshine tomorrow. I'll let you know if we warm up at all in the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And at the State House today, another step in the push to legalize marijuana in Rhode Island. Senator Joshua Miller confirms to ABC6 that he will introduce a bill in the state Senate to legalize marijuana. There seems to be some appetite to get it done. Last June, the Senate voted in favor of legislation that would regulate and tax marijuana at 20%. The House didn't vote on that over a difference of opinion on regulatory authority. We're going to have much more on this coming up for you on ABC6 News, first at 4. And still to come here at noon, Dr. Nicole Alexander-Scott back at the Department of Health today in her new role as consultant. And the turnaround timeline for Providence Public Schools pushed back. The latest right after this. Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus. Dr. Nicole Alexander Scott starts her role as a consultant to the Rhode Island Department of Health today. Dr. Scott will be paid $46,000 a month, totaling $138,000 over this 3-month deal. She resigned as Department of Health Director in January and briefly considered a run for Rhode Island's 2nd District congressional seat before ruling it out. Governor McKee drew criticism for agreeing to that high consultant salary, but said he thought there was value in being able to call on Dr. Scott if needed. More signs that Rhode Island is headed in the right direction as COVID cases fall. Bristol Warren Regional Schools will welcome back parent volunteers. Superintendent Anna Riley made that announcement at last night's school committee meeting. She said parents just need to complete a background check and then will be allowed to work with students once again. New Bedford is suspending its vaccination and testing policy for city employees due to a significant decrease in cases in the city. The policy required proof of vaccination or a weekly negative test. Nobody was fired for not getting the vaccine. 74% of city employees are vaccinated. Those applying for a job will no longer have to prove they are vaccinated to be considered. It's a different story in Providence, however. The city is forging ahead with its employee vaccine mandate, and that leaves the jobs of 22 unvaccinated police officers on the line. Today was the deadline for employees to make an appointment to get the shot before they face possible suspensions. A city spokeswoman says employees have until the end of today to submit updated attestation forms, which will be reviewed by HR through the end of this week. Overall, more than 98% of Providence employees are vaccinated. And we turn to our schools now.
You want me to follow up with the question that I just asked that I didn't get an answer to? I got really just no response at all and told that we should look at, out by a commissioner, that we should look at other states for what they're doing. And hold on, and I didn't get an answer.
I'm sorry that you didn't get an answer, the answer that you wanted to hear. However, that is
an
the
arrogant
truth,
thing
and that
to
is
say.
the answer that is happening nationwide.
Senator, hang on a sec. Commissioner, hang on a second. We're going to move on.
That heated exchange coming at last night's Senate Oversight hearing on the state takeover of Providence Public Schools. That hearing lasted nearly 5 hours as senators drilled down on turnaround efforts. That particular exchange related to the loss of teachers, but much of the night was focused on student achievement and the impact of coronavirus. The state now says that because of COVID, its target goals for achievement should be reached by 2027 rather than 2025. That means the state won't give control back to the city in 2025 either. Coming up here at noon, back at the negotiating table, Major League Baseball and its deadline for players in the league to reach a new labor deal. Plus, Chelsea's back with your full 7-day forecast and when we might see some warmer temps right after this. We have an update now on that cargo ship that was carrying thousands of high-end cars to Rhode Island. The Portuguese Navy confirms that ship sank today in the mid-Atlantic while it was being towed 13 days after a fire broke out on board. The cars on board were said to be worth more than $400 million. That fire broke out on February 16th. All 22 crew members were safely evacuated.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Overcast conditions outside today, but a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday. At this time, we're looking at temps that have come up into the mid to upper 30s. The average high for this time of year is now at about 44 degrees. So we are still below average, but we're warming up, and certainly again much warmer than yesterday at this time, running anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees warmer across most of the area. An average high 44. Yesterday we topped out at 32 degrees. Today we're getting a breeze that's coming in more from a south to the southwest direction, and that's going to warm us up. But eventually we should get into the low 40s later in the afternoon and into the evening. We have a few showers that are going to come through overnight into very, very early tomorrow morning, but we clear out quickly tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a brighter day and a slightly warmer day with temperatures in the mid 40s. Another round of some light showers and some light flurries possible into Thursday morning. That's going to be a cold front coming through. And you'll notice temperatures on Thursday and Friday much cooler. Highs mainly in the mid to upper 30s, but we turn things back around. And as we head into the weekend, we're into the 40s. And as we head through next week, our first full week of March, it looks like temperatures should moderate a bit and hover closer to average. And those really cold days become more and more isolated, not quite as many, of course, as we head through the month of March. We did see a little bit of sun this morning, had a great sunrise at this point. Those clouds are certainly thickening up. A few flurries showing up on the radar right now. None of that really reaching the ground. Most of the area is very dry, so precipitation shows up, but it doesn't actually get to the surface level. That being said, as we get through the overnight hours and into the evening, you're going to start to see some rain showers moving into southern New England, not until after sunset. So what we're looking at hour by hour is overcast conditions outside for the remainder of the afternoon. It's about 8 or 9 o'clock, some isolated showers starting to show up. Figure between 9, 10, 11 o'clock, you see scattered light rain showers coming through the area, and then we dry out pretty quickly. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We've dried out. Those temperatures are staying in the mid to upper 30s overnight, so we're not worried about wintry weather. We're not worried about icy conditions. And we see sunshine for a lot of the day tomorrow with temperatures making it into the mid to upper 40s. We head through tomorrow night and into very early Thursday morning. Another quick little round of precipitation comes through. This time it may be cold enough that we get some light snow shower activity, light rain shower activity, depending on where you are. That comes through, and then again we dry out pretty quickly. Could there be a few little slick spots Thursday morning? That's a possibility, and then from there we get a little bit brighter, but we are much cooler with the breeze from the northwest. Today slightly warmer, temperatures topping out in the low 40s, increasing clouds as the day goes on. We head through tonight, you end up with scattered showers coming through. It's a warmer night and we stay above freezing, so again we shouldn't have to deal with any wintry weather or any icy conditions. Tomorrow a blend of sun and clouds, a brighter day, a warmer day with temperatures in the mid 40s range. Your 7-day forecast shows temperatures in the 40s today and tomorrow, upper 30s on Thursday. And some early morning flurries or light showers possible. We dry out pretty quickly. We're chilly on Friday, but warming up a bit into the weekend, tracking some rain Sunday into Monday. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. And happening right now, negotiations have resumed between the MLB Owners and Players Association. The league initially said yesterday was the deadline for a new labor deal or regular season games would be canceled. But after a marathon 16-hour negotiating session, that deadline was extended to today at 5 o'clock. Well, Pick of the Litter is next at noon. Today, meet Anteros, a 4-year-old pit bull terrier looking for a new home.
Pick of the Litter. Brought to you by Moriarty's Invisible Fence.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for Pick of the Litter. We have Wayne, we have Caitlin here, and you brought in a real sweet 4-year-old pup. What is his name?
His name is Anteros.
Anteros, okay.
Before I tell you about Anteros, I want to take a little bit of a detour and thank you and ABC6 for your help, because Bella went home immediately after our last show.
Yay, that's so great.
And I felt like a celebrity because I picked up my phone and the lady said, "Are you the guy on TV?" So
here you go. Oh, I'm so happy.
She came right down and adopted Bella. So Bella is placed well.
Perfect.
Now we've got to place Anteros.
Okay, so tell us about him.
Anteros is a 4-year-old, relatively small pit mix. Our people are calling him a pocket pitty. I guess that's the term of art. He was surrendered because his owner had some health issues and she lost her lease.
Aww.
So it was a rehousing situation. She could not find new housing that would allow her to have a dog.
Aww.
So he is a fan favorite. He's a neutered male. He has an eye issue that needs to be fixed, but we'll do that in our vet clinic.
Okay.
So we'll do that surgery.
Okay.
But he's perfectly ready to go now. He's easy to get along with. I think he's kind of a cute guy. I think he's kind of gargoyle looking.
He's super
so
cute.
if you're looking for an animal that's going to get some attention, who's attentive, he does like women more than men.
Okay.
He warms up to men right away, but
it's women immediately that he's
if
drawn
If there's
to.
a woman around,
Okay.
he doesn't pay attention to me.
Got it. Understood. What kind of family home do you think would be good?
We don't know how he is with cats.
Okay.
But other than that, we think he's a great dog that can be placed almost anywhere.
Amazing. So that's great. So we need to find this sweet guy a home. If you are interested in him, you can contact the ISPCA at 401-438-8150 or by visiting the website, the Facebook page, all the outlooks, and you can get more information. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, still to come on the news at noon, Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast. We'll be right back. Pretty overcast out there today, Chelsea, but hey, at least it's the start of meteorological spring.
Yes, March 1st, the start of meteorological spring, and we are just 19 days away from the official start to spring. So something to look forward to there. We are going to still see some ups and downs with the temperatures this week. Today, we're making it into the low 40s, a few overnight rain showers possible. Tomorrow, though, partly sunny and slightly warmer day with highs into the mid 40s. A little cool down for Thursday and Friday, but then in the low 40s again on Saturday. Upper 40s Sunday with rain moving into the area, 50s next week, and it looks like the first full week of March should say a little bit more seasonable across the board. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great day, everybody.